Hey guys, I'm going to be playing Car Mechanic Simulator, and let's jump into it. So, I'll be showing you guys how to run through everything and basically get what you would want to do if you were to say play it. So, once this finished loading, we can I can show you around the garage, and I can show you how to get started. Let's do it. So one thing that helps is if you want to say have all the money you would need, you would do sandbox like what I'm doing. So once you find your car that you want, this is my Salem Spectra Fastback. And once you get whatever car you have, you go over to your welder and you would move it over to whatever lifter you have. Use it, and then it'll mostly get what you want off. Then next what you want to do is start stripping the body down as much as you can. Whether or not you want to, if you want to keep it rough looking, then that's up to you, but otherwise I'm going to get this stuff fixed up and put it all back on. And we will get all of with the same colors and stuff we would want normally on. But one thing that it's gonna help a lot is if you can upgrade your shop. If you come over to the toolbox, you will have 54 points available, and you should unlock all those so then you can upgrade your car or upgrade your shop and have it where you have 3 lifters and all the tools you will need. So real quick, I'll move it over to the paint shop, and I'm gonna get it all the same color that I'm gonna want, which I like this color. So right now the set color is teal, so I'm gonna get it all teal and all of that. And if you want, you can put everything you want back on this, but my suggestion is you get what you need done inside. So real quick, I'm gonna look this up. Okay, so once you get that, then you could start getting all the parts you need, which that's what I'm doing. So my suggestion is you should keep probably all your parts that you're gonna want inside. So once you get your car and it's in enough condition, take it to the paint shop and then paint it if there's any non-painted colors, and then start stripping all the old parts off and put all the new on, so then you can paint it as soon as you're done, like what I'm doing. So one suggestion of mine is, if you're in sandbox, try getting all the stuff you're gonna want in right away. Like, so obviously strip it down. Then once you get what you need done real quick, then repaint it again so it's all the same color. Now it looks pretty good. So now if we move the car over to lifter A, we should be good to get going on taking it apart. So there she is. In all her joy, hopefully. So one thing is you can repair all your done items if they're really bad. So that'll be good. So I am going to do all the brakes off camera because that's not really the fun part. So we're gonna mainly strip down all the wheel. We're gonna strip down the wheels. We're gonna mainly strip almost everything we can, except I'll do the brakes off camera. So let's get started on going with the engine. So each engine is different. I know this is not the greatest looking right now, but it will definitely look a lot better once we get it set up, or once I get it set up. So what you first want to do probably is disconnect everything you can possible, like so then you can put it on your engine stand. Like, so here's what I'm meaning by it. Get your drive shaft and get your gearbox and all that off, so then you can take your engine crane and you can take all that out. So one thing that definitely helps though is if you have played it a little bit and experience, you can do a lot better, but it doesn't mean that you won't do good or bad. So now we got this, and we can move the crane over to lifter A, and there we go. So I just pulled it out now. So now if we move it back to the same place, so now I can add my engine, which these are all the different engines I have right now. So right now we can put it on, which has nothing on it. I don't know why. So right now you can come back to this and you can do your part mount, and it's a V8 OH. It's a VH OHV for this fastback. And go back to create new engine. We will look for a So you can do pretty much any type of engine you want as long as it fits the car pretty well. I'm going to do a supercharged engine. So this is what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need a engine block V8. So then you'll come over to your main one. So then you'll find your engine V8, about $3,500. Then there you go. There is that. Get all basically necessary items you're gonna need. Fuel filter, batteries, all that. You want to get all your stuff ahead of time if you know what you're doing. Another thing that really does help is if you've done it a bit before. Like if you go into the junkyard or barns, you can get a bunch of different parts to it. And if you find crates, you can get all the parts you will need or any parts that you want to get. So next up, we're gonna need some of the alternators and some of the rest of this gear we're gonna need to fix this up. So one thing that you can do to help is go by if you're on Xbox, you can push RB or left B LB, and you can go to specific classes, which is really helpful. One thing I specifically do is create your own engine so you can have as much power as you're gonna want. So like what I'm doing, we can so if you do like what I'm doing, you can get all the horsepower and all the gear you're gonna need. So that's definitely gonna help you. So that I definitely suggest that. It's gonna help you a lot. You're gonna want to. So first thing is find the car you want. Then, or even you can go off the. You can go in the auction house and bid your way through. It may not be the greatest condition, but it's definitely gonna help you. So you're gonna probably want to go. My suggestion is go through the barn finds because they're gonna have a much better body style. And that's what I went through for some of my vehicles. Definitely gonna help. Get all your piston rings, and so if you build your own engine, I'd suggest maybe going with making your own and getting it to how you would want it to be, or how you basically exactly want it. You can have 4-wheel drive, Hemi, you have a bunch of different things, and you should probably start with like one of the normal cars that you can find in the junkyard if you decide to do that, which I'll go over to the junkyard and we can check some out. If you use Sandbox, don't worry about spending all your money because you're gonna have unlimited, but try finding a specific car you want if possible, and go from there on what you'd want. So here is this one. I don't know how to say that name. Okay. So like trucks or vehicles like this you can't buy. You'd have to go to ones like that you'll just find randomly hidden almost. Here is another one. So far I haven't found a car that I like, really. I mean, definitely try finding, if you want one of those older type vehicles, try going just for older vehicles, or you can do like what I want to do at times, where you go for the full-on modern. And no matter if you want to go with modern or not. Just try to fulfill your interest on what you'd want to enjoy. I enjoy like doing some of the older style and some of the modern. So here are another two of my cars. I got the Tempest Magnum Flat Face Proto. Looks pretty good, I think. And then we got the DC Typhoon, which it's a pretty good car. I've driven that before, but it was definitely not the greatest. So then we're gonna go back to the junkyard real quick, because if you back out of it and go back into it at times, you can try finding like what you're gonna want, or you have a better chance. So we're gonna try finding a nicer car and go from there. So Bolt Roulette F-Mill. And then we got a Jeep over here. We got the Civilian. Not the greatest in condition, if you can see. So, and then this is not the greatest either. But if you want a good car that has a good amount of body condition that's not like the junkiest, go to the barn finds. That's where you're going to find the best body condition ones. And check all around through, because cars can be hidden in through this, and try looking all around in the junkyard, and eventually you'll find what you want. And then if you play on computer or PC or on any other console, you can probably do you could probably get some other cars that are really nice, like, I don't know, Bugatti Chiron and all the other nice fancy cars. But so otherwise, yeah. So here's all my parking cars. I got a bunch of different ones, as you can see. Then I got some others. My Bolt Reptilla is fully done, which is pretty sweet. So now we're gonna go to the barn and check it out, so then you guys can get a look at it, and we may be able to find some better cars than what we may find here. And there can be 1 to 3 cars in each barn. So there's this, which is Bolt Reptilla R2 Supercharged, which is body condition is actually pretty good. Most of everything is there. We got another one right here. As you can see though, look at the prices. $42,058. $30,344. Each is gonna have a lot more money. This is a Mazda RX-3. One of the olders, but definitely something I'm actually gonna buy. I like it. And if you don't have enough room in your garage, which you can only fit 3 if you expand yours all the way, try finding a good car and get what you would normally want to get, almost. And in this you can find some crates, and you can find maps of barns, and find a bunch of different things, good parts, and like this you can fix up most of these parts if you bought them. I suggest though, try like finding the parts that you have for your car, or you want to have for your car. I mean, I'm not going to promise you'll find like the exact car you may want, but there is a good chance that you can do. On one of my other cars, I spent about $4,000 on rims. so then I can try getting a good one and completely fix it up on how I want it. So as you can see here, I'm actually finding some of the parts for that Mazda RX-3, which is actually pretty good. So definitely try checking all for the same car that you have or want. And usually if you find some cars with like the blue on it, or blue background, they're definitely going to be a lot better. You have a bigger chance on finding like the parts for like the same car, or you basically just find a bunch of parts that you're gonna want. I mean, granted though, there's a bunch of junk, but you're gonna be able to find, or I promise you, you're gonna be able to find a bunch of the same parts, or at least close, like what I'm doing, because I found a bunch of the Mazda RX-3 parts. But so try, what's the correct term? Try basically just getting it in the correct way, or get it in the correct time you'd want it to be in. So then I'm going to get this Bolt Reptilla R2 supercharged. Pretty good looking. We're not going to be able to put it in the garage right now because I got 3 cars, but so let's try getting back to doing some of the fastback. But real quick, first I suggest let's go to the auction. And the auctions, they're really good. You can get a bunch of actually good shaping cars, and granted though, you may not like that same car, but if you're interested in some, try definitely going for it and bidding it to the max you can go. Granted though, you may not find exactly what you want, like what I'm doing, because I'm wanting to find like a truck. Actually, that's pretty good. But so keep bidding until you get the car. But I'm trying to find like a truck. I've gotten a Jeep before, or I have about 2 or 3 Jeeps, and they're not in the greatest condition, but I'm going to try to really get them. So one thing that helps is, if for your car, try cleaning it as best as you can without using the welder, because it's pretty expensive. It's about $1,000 just to be able to get all the rust off. And definitely get all the rust, get anything you want. I've seen some YouTubers who have gotten state trooper trucks and all that, and they're really good. They look awesome, have a bunch of horsepower and what you would need, but try getting what you'd want, and that's what I personally want to be able to do. There we go. I just bought the car. But then next, you can keep going, and I really like this as well. This has full condition, but I'm going to replace the engine to get it a lot better. So if you add like mods, you can get a bunch of different cars and what you'd want almost. So try going as far as you can into the game without actually without wanting to buy like a ton of cars. first like work on a couple. I personally bought too many to work on so far. I mean, some like this is gonna be pretty easy to just be able to fix. So it'll be pretty nice once you get all the cars and once you test drive them and all that. You're gonna like it, and you're gonna get really addicted almost, or you're gonna get addicted to this game. So definitely try your hardest. And one YouTuber I would recommend if you want to see some of what he does, Grillman. He is a pretty good YouTuber. He does daily episodes, and he just does a lot of different videos. And so yeah, try your hardest and do pretty good. One thing you can do is try cleaning the car and get it on how you normally have your car. So just now I got it cleaned up some more, and pretty good. I'm gonna do interior disassembly real quick. Otherwise though, probably finish up with taking out the rest of this engine, and should be good. Or at least finish taking the rest out if possible, and go from there. So basically, engine is stripped. I'll do exhaust real quick. So yeah, try finding a good part first, or good car that you'd want to get, and otherwise, yeah, try getting a good car you want and go from there, basically then. One thing I definitely recommend is build your own engine, like I said. Another thing that helps is if you try finding a car that has a lot of horsepower, which are pretty fun, really quick, obviously. But one thing is try repairing as many parts as possible, which that will really help if you can do that. And then you can be able to repair a bunch, and you won't spend as much money as normal with repairing or buying brand new parts of everything. So otherwise, probably finish up with this and be good. Otherwise, car looks pretty good so far. Completely stripped it down almost, except got all the brake stuff and got this to do, or just the back little frame area, but but yeah, try finding a good color that you may want and get the car to your way you want it, or get it to the way you want it to be, or however you want it to be, color wise, or try getting good car and get the way you'd almost want it to be, if possible, using or in the game. Okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna call that a wrap. I'll probably finish doing some of the brake stuff and dismantling all that off camera. Otherwise, like, subscribe, and make sure to follow me and subscribe, like, all that. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.